Call to order this meeting of the Gumbel City Economic Development Corporation slated for February 10th, 2026 at 6 p.m. in the Gumbel City Council chambers located at 1716 West Main Street, Gumbel City, Texas. Let's establish a quorum from my left.
Alexander here.
Key here.
Slack here.
Matthews here.
Bond here.
We have a quorum. Please stand for a prayer and a pledge. Father, we come to you and thank you for blessing this city and blessing us. We just ask that you move with us and move over us, that we do what's pleasing in your sight, that we move this city directly in your will. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please be seated. Next on the agenda is citizens' comments. Comments from the citizens are limited to 3 minutes each. No action may be taken. Any person desiring to speak must fill out the comment form prior to gaveling the order to meeting. Individual citizens' comments are limited to just 3 minutes, and the minutes are not transferable to another citizen. Any person desiring to speak must come to the podium and be recognized by the presiding officer. Do we have anybody that signed up to speak? We do not. Moving on to new business, item number 4. Consider and take action to approve the January 13th, 2025 EDC meeting minutes. Do I have a motion?
I move that we present the minutes for January 13th as presented.
Bond will second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Questions? Vote from my left.
Alexander, yes.
Key, yes.
Slack, yes.
Matthews, yes.
Bond, yes.
Motion passes. The January 13th, 2025 EDC meeting minutes are hereby declared a permanent part of our record. Item number 5, consider and take action to approve the December 2025 EDC financials. And this over to our executive director.
Okay, not a whole lot to add from what was already in your packet. You can see the bank account balances, the income and expense reports, the outstanding receivables and payables are in your packet. I do just want to point out that December 2025 was sales tax receipts were up 5% over December of 2024. And then on a rolling 12-month average, we were up 2%. I can answer any questions. That's
Any
all.
further questions or discussion? If none, motion?
I make a motion that we accept and approve the December 2025 EDC financials as presented.
I second.
We have a motion and a second. Hearing no further discussion or questions, a vote from my left.
Alexander, yes.
Key, yes.
Slack, yes.
Matthews, yes.
Bond, yes.
Motion passes, and the December 2025 EDC financials are hereby accepted as a permanent part of this board's records. Prior to moving on to the executive update, let me call to your attention the packet that you had that was given as part of the public notice is here, but there is also a note that there's a letter that's been sent to us that's marked as highly confidential. We shall not discuss this away from a meeting together, but it doesn't need to, none of this needs to go out into the public, okay?
Yeah.
And it's not trying to hide anything. It's just, it's highly confidential, and
Yeah.
it's matters that are protected by a contract that we can't talk about. It's specifically for retail coach, and I think we've explained that in the past. Anybody have any questions about that? Okay, move on to item number 6, update from our executive director.
Okay, thank you for that, Mr. President. On the retail coach memo, we've talked about it before. The rule of thumb is you don't want to say the brands out in public. It's not, like you said, it's not that we're trying to keep that. It's that we want to keep these deals progressing forward. And some of these brands, businesses, I'll say, some of these businesses get a little bit more skittish when their name starts getting talked about publicly. So we are gonna talk around this memo in this meeting to put some things on the record, and then at the end of the meeting, I'm gonna have Stephen collect these documents from you. Okay. I gotta find mine, so I don't. But I'm just going to start by saying that the retail recruiting efforts continue, both my own efforts outside and away from retail coach and in coordination with the retail coach. And then there's quite a bit of overlap between those two things as well. Just as far as my activity over the last month, you know, we had a week where nobody was getting out and about. Here, not that I'm just going to say one statement. Here, you guys had the roads figured out a lot better than they did around the Metroplex or even up in Rockwall and Collin County where I live. The roads were just atrocious. So nobody got out and about for a week. So, but we still had 4 prospective businesses come through Gun Barrel in the last month and tour. One of those was they came separate and apart from they didn't come with me, but they came as a result of discussions we've been having. 2 of them came with me. One of them came with corporate, and I knew they were here, but I just wasn't here with them. So we'll find out more from them as we go through. Also had 3 separate developer tours. People that either build spec buildings or are just prospecting. They're kicking tires to see if Gun Barrel might be a fit for their business model. That was encouraging as well. On Thursday, I have I don't know what he would call himself. I call him a land activation specialist. I've worked with him before at previous stops. And his core competency is to look out and see a raw piece of land and imagine what it could be and figure out how to get that to happen. So he is like almost like a private business EDC director. I mean, it's kind of what we do as well. So we've got that kind of activity coming through Gun Barrel, which is encouraging, I think. As far as that retail coach memo, we've talked about the high confidentiality of it. Just want to note that for the record, that we are in some early stage discussions with some dining concepts that you'll notice on that memo. They're evaluating this market. These users are starting to come back out of the woodwork after a couple of years of just kind of laying low and waiting and seeing what the overall economy, market, tariff situation is going to mean for their business. They're starting to kind of come out of that woodwork and look around again. The conversations have just been productive. I'm calling regional retail brands are we've got a couple of those looking at demographics and site readiness. Site readiness is one of the main reasons I've been spending so much focus on developers. It's one thing for somebody to come in and say, yeah, we love Gun Barrel, we want to be here. Where do we go? Well, you got to build it. Well, that's not what we do. We don't build the business. We just operate it. Where's the strip center? Well, so we need to have some of that. And we're working towards it. Have some medical and professional office users looking around as well. The main story from here is there's a lot more follow-up, there's a lot more momentum, there is a lot more engagement from and towards them than there was 90 days ago, which is the most encouraging part of it. Happy to answer any questions. Again, be careful about questions you ask, if you have any. Couple other things I want to go over. Next week is ICSC, a lot of face-to-face meetings, so some of these businesses that I've been, or developers or brokers that I've been talking to on the phone, I'll get to trap them in a room and talk to them eyeball to eyeball next week, which is my preferred way to do business anyway. So I'll be out of town. We do have a news crew. Am I supposed to say this out loud? We have a news crew coming in to highlight the lawnmower racing. It is part of our strategy to bring tourism in. I didn't have anything to do with the news crew. I'm not trying to toot a horn, but they are coming out to film and do a hit on our racing, which is great. So the office is actually closed, but I'll be coming in for that in case anything's needed for me on my way down to San Antonio for this ICSC meeting. There are some appointments of retail coaches set already for us. The name on top of the list is actually the first meeting that I've got set when I get down to San Antonio. So we can all feel good about that. I've set some meetings as well. Okay, other priorities from our workshops that we've had. We talked about, or actually the council came out and talked about natural gas. I know that's been a focus around here to get to natural gas. I'm having some, I'll call them preliminary conversations with natural gas providers just to see what we're even talking about. Where are the lines? How do we get the lines there? And then finally, how much does it cost and who bears that cost? My contact at Atmos is out of office for the rest of this week anyway. And then we talked about tourism. I just talked about the news next week, 11 a.m. Monday. The most exciting thing that has taken a lot of my time since the last meeting is I will term it early talks. We've got a long way to go, but early talks with a private partner to activate the land that the EDC owns. That's as much detail as I'll give in public about that right now. More info TBD, but I've had 6 meetings with this group, and I'm having another meeting this week on Thursday afternoon. So again, any more detail than that is forthcoming, or if you just had to know, come by the office and see me, or yeah, I won't even say the other thing I was going to say. Current deals that we've got going, Pier 334. I know I don't say much about this, but I am still talking to the developer about it. Tomorrow, and Keith, you may want to get your camera ready. I think they're going to be he claims they're going to be putting the forms down for the foundation tomorrow. Now, what is that in Pier 334 time? He says tomorrow, so we'll hope for tomorrow. 410 Gun Barrel, the Lance Popham deal, and I can't remember which order the initials are in, LPLC Holdings. They are still settling on a contractor for that paving project. The performance agreement is executed and ready for that reimbursement grant as soon as that project gets done and approved per city standards. Mosier, I don't know how often y'all drive by that building, but they are working vigorously on that building. They put a sign in the window this week, so you can see that they're coming soon. That's great. And then Solomons, no real update there. Their time frame is the same. July opening is what they're targeting. And
their agreement is signed as well.
Sir?
Their performance agreement.
Yes, they did sign it. Thank you. Yes. Yeah, we're waiting on Mosier to swing by, but I would rather him be working on that building than because just as far as a timing issue goes, we posted that in the newspaper after the December meeting. So December 21st, state law requires a 60-day time frame between when you post it and when you can pay any money. So that's another week before we can pay them anything anyway. I'd rather them go in there and work on that building. That's all I've got. Anybody got any questions?
Are we gonna have representatives out at the lawnmower races?
Well, I know I will be there.
I will be there.
Keith
Are we
will
gonna
be
have
there.
a table or something?
It's not that. This is more about the news coming to highlight what the initial LMSRA. LMSRA is doing. It's about them.
Okay.
We're just there for support role. If they want to put a microphone in my face, I'd rather they don't, but I'll talk.
Well, what they're
I'll always
doing is, it's a test and tune.
Okay.
So
What does
they're
that mean,
coming,
Keith?
they're just gonna set up like they normally do for a race, run some laps, have some fun, and
When are they going to do this?
it'll be Monday at
11.
10,
11.
11 o'clock. I'll be there at 10:30.
So,
Now then,
thank you.
we are still, just to put it on the table, we are still going to get an update, a live update with Retail Coach next month. It'll be in an executive session.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Sounds good.
So write down any questions you've got for them. Let's put them to the test.
I know it's not one of our projects, but do you know if HTO is still slated for opening early this next month?
I don't know when they're exactly opening. I've been meaning to ask that, and just every time I have time, I forget, or I don't have time, you know? I'm human,
good.
so, I don't know, but they look awfully close, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
And it's a beautiful
Yeah,
Yeah.
building. I mean, it looks
is.
really nice.
it really is.
When you said a little while ago about activating the property the EDC owns, you're talking about the property out by where the lawnmower races are?
That's right. That's right.
Was activating,
That means getting something going on it, some programming. We have talked a lot in workshops with both the board and the council about secondary economic drivers, meaning ways to increase outside money coming into Gun Barrel City as a way to increase sales tax revenue and as a way to go tell a story to retailers who might be on the fence about whether this market would support their business. So one of the ways you do that is you drive a bunch of people in here. Well, we have 60 acres that we've been brainstorming around how to use that 60 acres to do that. And I'm talking to somebody about a concept that I think you will love when we get more settled. So,
okay.
And once again, that's in such early stages. It'll all be speculation if we try to put anything out at this point in time.
Yeah, I mean, we're not talking about building houses or anything.
absolutely not.
That's
Yeah.
one thing I wanted to kind of clarify.
Yeah.
No airplane jump places over there or something like that. Skydiving places, yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Don't think
Any
so.
other questions for the executive director?
Thank you, Charles.
You're welcome.
Thank you, appreciate your update. The next one is item number 7. It's a big one. Consider and take action to appoint a treasurer. The law says we have to have a treasurer, a secretary. That secretary can be the treasurer. What I would like to do is ask, is anybody interested in being the treasurer?
What is it?
What's it entail?
Stephen?
So the treasurer entails just watching over the financials, signing checks, and just keeping an extra eye on the numbers.
Could you hear him? Okay.
And who
Rev-
do we get the numbers from?
It's more profound, is double checking
Okay.
what he does. Also, when they make transfers, joining with him and ensuring the transfers are done properly.
How could you know the transfers are done properly?
You,
Just the numbers?
yeah. You'll see the before and you'll see the receipt from.
Okay, yeah.
We just did it the other day. So does anybody wish to volunteer to be treasurer?
Yeah, I'll go ahead, as long as we understand that, especially if we can do all the treasury business during the week, because the weekends stuff is where I'm not available. Okay.
Well, I don't want you to take on anything that you're not comfortable with.
Well, I mean, I'm not uncomfortable being a treasurer, I just don't want to commit to y'all when I, can't be available or whatever.
Well, they work with you.
Yeah, they would have to.
The nice thing about it, Sue, is there's 2 other signatories that can fill in if you're unavailable.
Yeah.
It's not so I just want to add, it's not a governance role being the treasurer. It's more of an oversight role. And so it's not incredibly time intensive at all. It is, Stephen works with the accountant to get our cash flow working and our transfers to meet those cash flow obligations. He makes all the deposits. He handles all the banking. Once I get the financial report from the accountant, I go through it, I break it down into what winds up in your packet. And generally, the treasurer's job is to go behind me and say, okay, we transferred this number correctly. It's all in the financials already.
Okay. Kind of like proofreading.
Yeah,
Absolutely. I need all that help I can get.
I think it's more pro forma than anything
Yeah, that's fine.
in the current situation.
I'll do it.
So would you like to nominate yourself?
I can nominate myself. I
second?
volunteer.
I second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor? To my left?
Alexandra, yes.
Key, yes.
Slack, yes.
Matthews, yes.
Bond, yes.
Miss Alexander, congratulations. You're now in 2
Woo-hoo.
roles.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll move on to item number 8. Consider and take action on Slappin' Good Barbecue. Before we ask for a motion or call for a motion, the thing that I want to put on the table is we've got to find a place to take a stand. I would like to see us walking away from this, directing our attorney to obtain a judgment and file that judgment against them, and keep that judgment current. There's something that needs to be done.
I'd like to, I don't know how much, do we have any idea how much this will cost us in attorney?
I do. Me and Mr. President were talking about this earlier. You have 3 options, really, on varying degrees of cost. First option is do nothing. That costs you nothing other than the money you've already got invested. There is an option to take them into whatever court, Mr. Key, whatever court is the higher level of court. You're going to hire an attorney. They're going to hire an attorney. Whoever loses is going to pay the other one's attorney fee.
Okay.
You don't know what that's going to cost, but probably a minimum of $10,000 is what I've been told. The other is what Mr. Key just suggested, which is a small claims judgment. It's going to cost you somewhere between $1,000 and $2,000 to go get that, according to our attorney.
Okay, now, would Jeff be our attorney if we were to go for the second?
Say that again?
That would be up to him. I would certainly offer it to him.
Okay, because I'm just wondering what weight comparison would we have between going for a full judgment or the small claims?
Either way, you're going to get a judgment. I mean, if we took him to county court at law or district court and got a judgment, it's a judgment.
Okay, I mean, the odds are we're not going to get our money back. We're just going to get a piece of
The judgment will
paper.
be for the full amount, is what it would be.
But what kind of teeth I guess what I'm trying to figure out, I want to send a statement. I want future people who come in and get a loan to know that we're not just going to roll over as we have in the past, that the EDC is going to stand behind what they agreed upon. So I guess what I'm saying is if we spent, let's say it cost us $10,000, that means we're going to file for a judgment of about $29,000. If we go with the second option, is that just ballpark?
I'm going off of our attorney's advice, yes.
Okay,
Minimum of $10,000.
but will that, I guess what the severity of it going forward, is it any less or any more than the small claims?
I mean, I can't answer that question from a legal standpoint, I can tell you, but typically, small claims court is limited to a lower value What I'm suggesting is we turn it over to the attorney and tell him to take the best steps to reduce this debt or this breach to a judgment, whether he does that in county court at law, or whether he does that in district court, or he does that in small claims court. I think it carries more weight in district court than it does in small claims court, but it also will, the filing fees and things will be a bit more expensive for a district court.
Start somewhere.
We've got the funds.
In other words, it becomes a cost-benefit analysis that every member of this board's got to make on their own. Keep in mind also, if you go, I mean, if we did anything more than a small claims judgment, we got to go to council anyway.
Right.
Regardless of which court we go to, small claims or, full-blown court, and we win, what will ensure that we're going to get the money?
No,
So we're still at their discretion as to whether they're going to pay their bill or not.
odds are that from their past history, we'll never see a dime from them
Right.
in the future. All it's going to be is that anytime, I think, and Roy, help me out here, if they go out and they apply for another loan, this judgment's going to be there following them for the rest of their career.
Yeah, as long as we keep renewing it every 7 years, it'll stay in there into perpetuity.
Yeah. And so
Until they satisfy it.
I'm looking at, if we spend 1,000, so that's 20,000. If we spend 10,000, that just means that it's a larger number
They're never going to meet.
that it's going to go against them.
Yes. That's
I
what
mean,
it
we'll
will.
never get that money back, but it sets a precedence.
Well, and that's what I'm mostly interested in, is we don't want to set a bad precedent, which is where we started by letting it slip this long.
Yeah.
But
Can you start at small claims and then up it at a later date?
no,
You know what I'm saying?
you get a judgment. A judgment's a
Judgment's a
judgment.
judgment. I say let's go with,
A
three.
judgment of law is final.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
let's just get a judgment.
So what I'm thinking is, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a motion that we approve an order to our attorney to investigate
Okay.
and reduce the debt and the breach of contract claim to a judgment. My understanding is it's going to have to be approved by the city council before they'll be able to move on it, correct?
Yes, sir.
So I would say that we take this and ask the city council's approval to move forward and reduce this judgment,
I agree.
reduce this debt and this breach claim to a judgment and file that judgment and make it part of the public record.
Okay, now, and help me out because I don't speak lawyer very well. You're saying a judgment, so is that going with option number 3 or number 2?
It's option number 1 in my book, and that gives us 1, 2, and 3.
It's not specific.
He
So
goes
we're
and
going
makes
to
a
let him
decision.
decide whether he wants to go for county or small
He
claims.
wants to go to district court or small claims court, whatever he thinks is the most beneficial as our attorney giving us legal advice.
So what type of time frame are we going to give him? Because that means we're going to have to revisit this to accept what his proposal, correct?
Say that again?
He's gonna have to give us the information, so we're gonna have to revisit what his options are, or the determination of his options are.
Because we're giving him the option to pick and choose between
Right.
not doing anything, doing the county, or going to small claims.
Maybe I need to clarify that. There is no option in what I'm proposing to do nothing. That
So
I'm
just
saying-
2 or 3?
Let's say item 2 or 3, reduce it to a judgment either in small claims court or in district court,
And that would be under the advice of counsel.
under the advice of counsel.
I agree with that.
Slack will second your motion.
Pardon?
I'll second your motion.
Okay, we have a motion to contact our attorney and instruct him to take this breach of contract claim and contract claim and file it in the appropriate court of jurisdiction to reduce it to a final judgment and file that judgment as part of public record.
Can I ask you to add something to that? Put a time frame on it
Sure.
by next month, our next meeting, so that we can come back and say we want to go with this option? Or do we need to? You, help us, Charles.
Well,
I'm thinking through the mechanics. I mean, at some point, we got to go to city council. How many meetings do you want to, go? I mean, I brought it to you last meeting, just kind of my first shot at it, not having been here that long. I've been here a little longer now. I'm becoming a little more comfortable with the processes.
Me, I would like to see him go to
How many
county.
bites you want at the apple versus how we get it approved, and
I'd like
City
to,
council.
me personally, I'd like to see it go to county. I don't know if we need to, if it
So-
can just be broad or if it needs to be,
If we did this with the attorney and just went with his recommendation, could you just go straight to the city council with that, or does it need to come?
well, that's kind of what I was, I'm more asking you that than I am trying to
what-
make a decision.
Well, that would save at least a month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to amend my motion. The motion is amended as follows. We direct our attorney to file suit in the appropriate jurisdiction based on amount in controversy and location, and reduce that case to a judgment and file the judgment.
Bond will second.
We have a motion and a second. Any other questions or discussions? Vote from my right.
Bond, yes.
Matthews, yes.
Slack, yes.
Key, yes.
Alexander, yes.
Motion carries. The attorney shall take we'll send him or we'll ask the city council for approval to move forward with a lawsuit against these people according the proper jurisdiction as dictated by the law.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Got it.
Okay. Item number 9, consider and take action to form a destination creation committee and appoint members. I'm going to ask that we table this until we get our 2 new members
Okay.
appointed. If anybody, do you agree?
Can you amend your motion on a suggestion to table 9, 10, and 11?
You can make that motion if you'd like.
I'd like to amend Roy's motion to table item number 9, 10, and 11 until we get a full board.
And Roy Key seconds that. Any further discussion or questions? Hearing none, vote from my left.
Alexander, yes.
Key, yes.
Slack, yes.
Matthews, yes.
Bond, yes.
Motion carries. Items 9, 10, and 11 are hereby tabled and will remain on the table until we have a full.
Yes, sir.
Board.
Okay.
It was way easier than what I wanted to do.
And if I don't hear any objection to adjournment, I'm going to adjourn this meeting at 6:34 PM.
34.